to him to think that I was going to only just put in like a, not a very good effort because of the amount of time that I could put in. And he said, no, that we totally understand. We all have kids too. We understand how that goes. And so whatever you can give us, he was just very flexible and very persistent and very caring and understanding of what my situation was. And so I definitely, I resonate with that. And he always wanted to talk. We got to know each other. And then my son was born. And so took a couple weeks off, but then I'd be holding my son and we'd be doing one of those videos through Facebook Messenger. And so we were able to communicate that way. And so he's, so he's been there along the journey of me becoming a dad. And then just very, when I say persistent, I mean, he has basically what he's done is, sorry, I'm getting, 1 second, I'm project there. So one thing that he has been doing is being good about being persistent with me as far as, okay, well, here's the next step, what we're going to do. Like, for example, us getting to know each other, I gave him a song to see what the band would do. So it was an old song. It was just my acoustic guitar and my voice, something I wrote years ago. Brought it back to me a couple weeks later, and it sounded great. It sounded beautiful. I said, wow, that was awesome. And he says, okay, well, now send us something that you wrote more recently. So I did. Same thing, a couple weeks later, and it was just golden. It was wonderful. So they sent me a contract, and this is all over the course of about a year. And I did my due diligence. They sent it to me in December, and I took my time as far as reading it over, contract lawyer, all that kind of stuff, because I've never signed a record deal. And so finally, I did just this last month, and I'm excited about it. I'm very excited that I get to be a part of a band with such great experience, with such a great outreach. I love the concept of what we have going on, how there are 5 band members that are stretched over 3 continents throughout the world. And
it is amazing
how we're using technology. I love how I send the track to him or any kind of ideas of a composition is that I will send him an idea, and I'll have it gridded where I'll be listening to a metronome, and I'll play him whatever beat it will be in, how many beats per minute, if it's in a 3/4 or a 4/4 or a 6/8. And when I send that composition, he'll lay down his drum tracks, and then he'll send it to our bass player, who'll put down the bass, and send it across the world to our lead guitarist in New Zealand. He'll lay down the tracks, and he'll send that over to Joe, our other guitarist / producer in Houston. Mix it all together, add his parts, then get it mastered by one of our great producers that works with us as well. So it's wonderful knowing that I can just send something that is so bare bones, and then it comes back and it's just this beautifully produced, piece of art, And so I just can't think. I'm so grateful that I could be a part of that in this time. It's wonderful.
Well, the
whole thing is a wonderful concept. It really is.
Yeah, and the awesome part to me is the fact. I mean, you see groups that'll get together. They'll have a couple of tunes, a tour or something, and then they fracture and somebody leaves. Here you've got a bunch of guys that never even meet. They never even get together, and yet they can be so tightly knit that they can feel what each other is trying to do and put it together from different points around the world. And that was the thing that got me interested in World5 a few years back when I ran across them. It's an amazing concept, and I think it is a tribute to each and every one of you who are part of the group, that you're able to do this and do it so well. Well, we're running out of time, but I wanted to say that Ray is, he's beyond the driving force. He's a motivator. He's not the driving force from the standpoint where he pushes people to get things done. I've noticed he pushes you to do your best and to let your feelings out, so that which you all have to do, because you don't get to sit together around the table and have a drink and say, well, let's do this or let's do that at rehearsal. You've got to do it all by feel. You've got to know where the other guy is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. He's wonderfully persistent and respectful of what we have to do. He's good at balancing as far as knowing how much time that I have to put towards something, and sending me reminders, because, well, life happens and there's always something that falls along. And so I'm very grateful for him. And actually, I put out this idea yesterday. We were talking while I was on my way to a show. And I mentioned that, what we should do is have a group discussion on this Facebook Messenger with all 5 of us, because I haven't got to hang out or talk to the guys or get to know them as well. I've heard their music, I've heard their musicianship, and it's wonderful.
Excellent idea.
Would love to talk with them. So we set it up for this coming Saturday. So I'm pretty
awesome.
Pretty excited about that.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that one. That should be something. Now we've got just a few seconds left. If you would, we're going to play the new single right now with you as the new vocalist, and tell us in a quick little summary about Be You.
So Be You, I can say it's about anyone and everyone. We go through it. Sometimes we go through our ups and downs, and it's about pushing through it, acknowledging the things that can bring you down, and when you can acknowledge that, you can push through because you're aware of it, and persevere, because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to create. And
you guys are doing an excellent job of that. Lead by example. Lou Evans, thank you so much for coming and spending time with us today, and also introducing yourself, as well as the new single from World5 called Be You.
What's on your mind, weighing it down, heart pounding of the hellish kind, bonded faith and love seem to separate. I don't understand. I'm from the outside looking in. In times like these, you need a friend.
There you go. Be You. That's World5. And John Bon Jovial, one quick question here. Did you catch anything in there? I didn't want to mention it before because I didn't want you to, make any prejudgments. But did you catch a feel of something in that song?
There's definitely a Smokey Robinson influence in there. I mean, that was really, really good. I really enjoyed that.
First time I heard that song, I told Ray when I was talking with him, I says, because he asked me my opinion, and I told him, and I said, I really like it. You got a good singer there, and I said, it's perfect. The song is just right for his voice. It doesn't ask too much of him, but it doesn't let him off the hook too easily. And I said, I catch a definite drift, a touch of Smokey Robinson in there. That's it.
Absolutely.
Another show in the can. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
Okay, well, folks, you've done it again. You've spent another perfectly good hour, and we are grateful for that, listening to the David Bowers Awards, which, by the way, is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in beautiful downtown Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. And we are available for free on Blog Talk Radio. We're also available on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, as well as any place where you might get your favorite podcast. That's the David Bowers Awards. Be sure to click and follow our page on Blog Talk Radio, and like the David Bowers on Facebook and Twitter. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook to find out what is going on with the latest news about indie music and all your indie music news. Be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM. That's 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and, of course, 7 p.m. UTC for more great indie music and talk with the folks that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers and Nick, our wonderful engineer, Nick the Geek, I am yours truly, the legendary John Bon Jovial, saying we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.